Hey everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing good and staying safe. In the previous videos, we took a look at Transit Gateway in terms of theory as to how powerful it is. Let's take a look at it in terms of its practical aspects. So we are right now logged into the AWS console. We are in the Northern Virginia region of the AWS console, and we are in the VPC service. So I already created this architecture for you. I just hope you understand it just by me walking through the architecture. So in the VPC side, we have two VPCs over here, VPC1 and VPC2 that we would like to talk about. VPC1 has an address block of 10.1.0.0/16 and VPC2 has an address block of 10.2.0.0/16. Both VPC1 and 2 have just only one public subnet each. So we have one public subnet for VPC1 and we have one public subnet for VPC2. So if I was to filter based on this, we have one public subnet for VPC2. So now what we are going to do is we are going to talk between VPC1 and 2, and we are going to talk between these public subnets, but we are only going to use our private IP to do that. So in terms of establishing connectivity between both these VPCs, previously we studied about VPC peering, but now we are going to study about transit gateway. So on the left side navigation bar, when you scroll down to transit gateways, you can see that we have one transit gateway that is in the available state. So if I go ahead and click on create transit gateway, these are all the options that I get. I can give a name tag for my transit gateway, give a description, give an autonomous system number within which all of the transit gateway related routers are going to sit. And this is auto generated by AWS for me. We can enable DNS support, equal cost multipath routing support for site-to-site VPN, which we will see a little bit later. We can enable route table association by default and transit gateway route table propagation by default. So whenever we attach and associate a VPC, automatically the route table propagation is added to the transit gateway route table. Also remember that transit gateway supports multicast, and it is the only service that supports multicast. And we will take a look at this a little bit later. If you want to share your transit gateway across accounts, you can always go ahead and auto accept shared attachments, provided you share it using Resource Access Manager. And finally, you can scroll down and create the transit gateway. Once you create the transit gateway, wait for it to come to the available status. And then you can go ahead and attach your VPCs to your transit gateway. So on the left side navigation bar, in terms of attachments, we have two VPCs with us. So those are the two VPCs that we are going to attach to this transit gateway. So when you click on the attachments, you can see that we have my VPC1 and my VPC2 attached to the transit gateway, and they have their own respective default route table that was added. And once you just create the attachment, the transit gateway route table is automatically created for you, and these VPCs are automatically associated to it. So if I see the transit gateway route table, I have only one transit gateway route table, which is the default. And when you enable route propagation, automatically, if you see over here, both the VPCs are associated, and at the same time, both the VPCs routes are propagated. So if I take a look at the routes, you can see when I scroll down, you have the respective attachment as to how to reach both the respective VPCs. And having one transit gateway route table with both the VPCs associated with it enables both the VPCs to talk to each other. So you can see over here, these routes are propagated routes, but you can always create a static route, and that will have higher priority if the destination address is the same. But now, since we have only one transit gateway route table, you can see that we have associated both the VPCs with this same transit gateway route table. And in that way, both these VPCs can talk to each other. If you don't want these VPCs to talk to each other, you have to associate them to separate transit gateway route tables. So that's something that I would like you guys to try. So once you have done this configuration on the transit gateway route table side of things, where all you have to do is create the transit gateway, attach the VPCs, and the route table is automatically created, the associations are automatically created, the propagations are automatically created. All you have to do is go to your respective VPCs route table. So if I go ahead and filter based on my VPCs that I have, which is my VPC1 and my VPC2, if you see over here, we have one explicit association for the custom route table, where if you see the routes, you can see that we have the respective route for 10.2. So if this is the 10.1 network, to go to the 10.2 network, I'm saying go via the transit gateway. And if I choose my VPC's 2 custom route table, which is a 10.2 network, you can see to go to the 10.1 network, go through the transit gateway. So in this way, I have to also modify my VPC route table to say, please go through the transit gateway for either or traffic. And on my transit gateway's route table, I already have my associations and my routes already propagated. So how do you test this? So you test this using something called as the network reachability analyzer. So in the next video, I'll take you through as to how to test this using the network reachability analyzer and what advantages it gives us. So thank you guys for watching this. I hope you got an idea. If you connect to VPCs using transit gateway, how do you manage the transit gateway's route tables and how do you manage the VPC's route tables? So always remember in the VPC route table, point the either or traffic to go through the transit gateway. And in the transit gateway's route table, attach both the VPCs to the same route table, associate them so that their routes are propagated. So you can extend on this architecture and connect it to your corporate data center. You can extend on this architecture and share your transit gateway across multiple accounts and regions. I hope you got a really good idea. I'll catch you in the next video in terms of network reachability analyzer. So have a great day, guys. Thank you.